Each and every single day, I try to grow as much as possible, whether it is by reading books or watching some kind of a fiction or indulging in online communities, whether it's our clan or other ones that are more advanced than us, but we will soon catch up to them, whether it is by watching documentaries on YouTube, whether it is just by exploring my authentic self, whether it is any kind of source or way to do it, to gain more knowledge, to gain more ways of thinking, I always make sure to indulge in them in the most efficient way possible. And the best way for me to explore my authentic self and really get to know myself on a weekly basis is to go on a big ass adventuring session once in a while. And that once in a while is once per week during Sundays before Monday and after Saturday. That's the perfect day when I always go to adventure. I always take my phone with me so that I can record all the different kinds of thoughts that I get during that not journaling session, but it is a pseudo journaling session because I still have my mind, but it is an adventuring session where I not only just adventure into nature and I appreciate the beauty of it, but I also appreciate the beauty of my authentic self. Because when you're in nature, yeah, sure, the beautiful leaves, the trees, the animals, they can take away the attention from yourself. But like 80% of the time, you're thinking about your own desires, your own thoughts, and you go deeper and deeper and you explore yourself more and more. And so I use this time to really reflect on myself and where I actually want to take my life in the next week. What kind of books do I want to read? What kind of videos do I want to watch? What kind of courses do I want to aim for the future? How much money do I want to make in the future? How should I make this next week the most fulfilling as possible? What kind of people do I want to talk to more? What kind of people do I want to expand my knowing of them and get to know them better and explore and enhance my relationships with them? Those are the kind of deep questions that I topple usually, but most of the time it is just directed towards me and my personal growth. And oh boy, this time I really wanted to explore this very distant part in my local village. Basically, I noticed on Google Maps that there was this field road, basically like the non asphalt road that was that still looked like some cars or some tractors passed through it, so it had these like hollowed out areas in the grounds. Those are called field roads, and I noticed that it was pretty secluded from my home village. It was like 1 kilometer away from the nearest field road, and so I just thought to myself, wouldn't it fucking kill them if they just connected those two field roads? Like 1 kilometer is nothing. I can walk that in just 10 minutes. The problem was that there was a huge ass distance that was between these two field roads, a massive fucking field that I had to cross. But of course, it would be just a 10-minute long walk. I could do it easily. It was just that, yeah, it is winter, everything is all muddy, it's wet outside constantly, but who cares, right? I mean, I do have these spare shoes that are pretty old and I don't usually wear them, so I just decided to take them and I decided that I will indulge in this long ass journey and I wanted to completely annihilate it and I wanted to conquer it. And so I set out, I took my time and I decided that I was gonna go there slowly but surely. And as I approached the end of the field road that was the nearest to my hometown, and I looked off into the distance where Google Maps told me that it was approximately located. I said, okay, fuck it. But there was a really huge help. You see, between both of these field roads, it wasn't just a clean field. There was a little forest that was actually covering the distance. Now, I wasn't allowed to go into the forest because there was a access forbidden that someone put there. So I just decided that, yeah, I cannot walk through the forest, but I can walk alongside the forest after all. So I decided to walk alongside the forest, which would take me like the next 15 minutes because I didn't want to get banned or anything. because I know that some kind of a liberal would show up instantly at my doorstep the second I would arrive back at home, and he would complain that under the section of X, under the paragraph of Y, you broke this law, and now you are fined for $50. And I would just be like, brother, I was just adventuring. I just wanted to clear up my mind and get some new thoughts into my head. What the fuck is wrong with you? But that's besides the story. So, as I was walking and my shoes were getting muddier and more dirtier, I noticed something very interesting. I felt alive once again. Like for the past week, the days have been the same. I came home from school, I did my usual routine, and then I would go to sleep. Yeah, sure, I would still get a lot of new knowledge, a lot of new things to learn, a lot of new ways of thinking, but this felt refreshing. We as humans, we are outside creatures. We are not meant to be stuck at home all days. And so this just felt different because now I was not only just exploring myself, but I was exploring the world in general. I was noticing all the kinds of symbolisms in the ground. I was noticing all the different beauties of the sky, even though it was half cloudy and half sunny, it was still so beautiful. It completely showed the beauty of the complementary forces that play a role in this world 24/7. But that was just me. And as I slowly but surely closed the distance between me and the field road, I noticed something very interesting. As the forest came to an end, there was another pseudo forest that was located like 50 meters away from it, and both of these forests were connected by this grass field. It wasn't a huge one, but I took it anyways. So I went there and I rubbed my shoes alongside the grass, so the mud went away. And finally, after the next like 100 meters, I finally arrived at the field road. And oh boy, was it an absolutely beautiful delayed gratification pleasure. Like, didn't feel this way for a long time. It literally felt like I unlocked a new part of the map when it comes to my local area. It felt like I discovered something so unique, something so new. It literally felt like I was Columbus discovering America. Like all of the beauty, all of the new points of views that I got in there were absolutely unfathomable. The view was absolutely amazing, and I couldn't help myself, but I recorded it instantly. And so I decided to walk alongside the field road, since now I was finally actually on it itself. And so, as I was walking and walking and walking, I noticed all the different beautiful buildings in there. You see, the field road, it led to this kind of a secluded area through our hometown. Basically, there were like these pseudo houses that I assume that people go there on the weekends just for the sake of it. And it was a huge grassland actually. So like imagine like the border being like trees, and in the middle they're like, these pseudo houses. They're not big ones, but they're not small ones as well. It was pretty sick to look at it, and especially it was this kind of a like hollowed out area, so it wasn't just like a plains area. It was pretty cool, and also there was some kind of an hunter outpost that you could climb on and then appreciate the view and hunt some deers in the process. And in the end, I got a really big memory and a really dear one that I appreciate still to this day. It was such a beautiful experience, and I got to know myself even better because I got new ways of thinking that I could apply to our clan and new ways of actual teaching that I could implement into my videos, that I could enhance them. I brought back so many new spoils, so many treasures, so many riches that I could, use to decorate my clan. New ways of thinking, new ways of discovering myself. It was absolutely amazing. You know how, like Christopher Columbus, when he got back home from America to Spain, He brought back like turkeys, he brought back potatoes, corn, I don't know, coffee, you had chocolate beans. Every single one of these meals he brought back. And he's the reason why we have tomatoes, why we have potatoes, why we have coffee, why we have chocolate in Europe in the first place. He was the one who brought them here. And without the endless adventuring desire that we as humans have, not just adventuring into nature specifically, but adventuring into new topics as well, and adventuring into new relationships and new challenges in general, we wouldn't be here in the first place. The world would be a much different place. So, when I say that you should always go into the uncharted territory, no matter how difficult it may seem, no matter how hard and treacherous the journey may look like, you need to always tackle it. I could have just easily told myself that, oh yeah, you're not allowed to go into that forest. But since I wanted to actually get to that field road, that secluded one, I decided that I was gonna walk alongside the field road. I took the massive fucking L and I went on the muddy field. I got myself muddy as fuck, but that didn't matter because as soon as I arrived on the secluded field road, there was a massive grassland. It was literally like God was rewarding my patience. He was literally healing my wounds as He created them. Not only did He say sorry and gave me the grassland so that I could rub my feet and like get all of the mud away, but He also gave me one of the most beautiful point of views that I could have ever wished for, even through the outposts and stuff like that, and all of the secluded houses. And I also got to know myself better. I enhanced all of my ways of thinking, and I looked past the horizons, and I discovered new ways that I could use to completely empower myself for the future. I got new strategies that I could implement for my personal growth that I discovered were actually authentic to me, and it was just an incredible adventuring session. And all of this came because I was really desiring the end result, because I really wanted to see those beautiful sights that the field road had to offer. And Columbus knew this as well. Keep in mind and remember this. Christopher Columbus had to sail by thousands of kilometers of no islands whatsoever until he arrived in the Caribbean. Like there are absolutely no islands in the Atlantic Ocean, besides the one that are located like past the shores of Africa, but we're not counting those. There are like thousands of kilometers of just straight up water, and he passed through all of that. And he had the patience for it. And back then, voyages didn't take like 2 days, they took years to complete. So just imagine the level of patience that he had and how much delayed pleasure it brought us right now. Because without him, we wouldn't have tomatoes, potatoes, cocoa beans, we wouldn't have coffee, we wouldn't have corn. So that's so we wouldn't have stuff like ketchup, we wouldn't have stuff like fries, chips, we wouldn't have stuff like chocolate. You understand what I'm trying to say. Basically, always go into the uncharted territory. Where people will call you crazy, that is usually the path that will lead you down to the greatest results of your entire life. Keep in mind, nobody wanted to actually finance Christopher Columbus in the first place. No one. And he got turned down like 10 times, I believe, or even more. But when he got funded, it led into one of the biggest adventuring sessions in the entire world's history. So please, whenever you see an uncharted territory, whether a physical one, like, an actual muddy field that you have to cross in order to get to the other side, or whether it is something symbolical, like discovering that book that you're looking for that will guide you into success, for example, you must always go down the hard and treacherous path. There is no other way, because in the end, you will win no matter what. It is a matter of when and not if. If it was easy, then everybody would have it, right? So just be a little bit more patient, and God will reward you beautifully and to such an extent that you will never want to go back. And actually, you will even start to crave the hard times once again. That's how powerful this feeling will get. So appreciate the hardness, the difficulties that you're facing right now, because you will be looking back at them in the future, and you will be appreciating your past self that it was determined and disciplined enough to tackle this path. You got this, brother. It will take you a long time, but eventually you will arrive at your end result that you're looking for, no matter what. It just takes a little bit more time, and you have to show to God that you're worthy and deserving of it. And once you arrive there, oh boy, you will want to go back. It is such a beautiful feeling. The delayed pleasure, nothing will come close to it, and especially the spoils that you bring back along the way. If you want to join a community where we discuss our mental health and full of like minded men who share the same values as you, the same likes and dislikes, the same goals as you, who are becoming the best version of themselves every single day to surpass you in the race of men, but at the same time, they will be like your true, blood bonded brothers with whom you can talk about any kind of topic and any kind of awkward life situation that you got yourself into, because they will give you life advice on it, like there's no tomorrow. Then you can join our Discord clan in the description. I know that if you're watching videos like these and are willing to take action, that you have way more potential than you think you have. So please, harness it and join us on the path towards greatness. I know that you'll find your place in there. But besides that, you can like the video, you can subscribe if you want, join the email list in the description and get yourself a free ebook about mindfulness. Comment on which part of the video you liked the most and which part of the video you will implement in your daily life. Don't forget to join the clan, you're still invited, and become a part of the family. If you want to learn about healthy mindsets that will guarantee you success in the long term and in the short term by mending your mental health and bringing you on the right path, no matter what, no matter the goal, no matter the life test, then I highly suggest that you should go check out Timeless Reader's Mindsets in the description. It is truly something life changing, and you would be a fool to miss out, especially with the discount that is happening over there right now. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you